Batman! Oh my god. It was a bad decision, was it? Look, we got awesome shot of the Batmobile. Now, we've seen the Batmobile before, but this is a model, like a concept model, which actually shows it a lot more. And I just want to geek out on it. I want to talk about it. I want to run through some thoughts on it, discuss it. And it's just a closer look for you guys, really. So join me whilst I geek out on cars. I love cars. In fact, I've got a Project Car playlist where I tinker with my own vehicles, which you'll know if you're like an OG on the channel. I do it very sporadically. In fact, I've got one dropping tomorrow. But basically, we're just going to take a look at the Batmobile. I think it looks awesome. I think it looks absolutely sick. And there's a lot more to it than meets the eye, which I think a lot of people might appreciate now when we go through this. But it's not all good, and there are some bad, and we'll cover that as well. However, before we dive into this, skip ahead 30 seconds if you don't want to hear it. But hey, look, I'm making a movie. It's a high-concept horror fantasy film. That right there is the poster to it. Blackfields. It is Norse-inspired. The Thing, Hellraiser, Conan, He-Man. Literally everything toxically masculine. I'm loving it. It's all coming together really nicely. But I am crowdfunding for it. Check out the link to the GoFundMe down below. It's not just, take. I'm doing a giveaway. So if you donate $5 or more, you're actually entered into a prize draw to win a prop, a weapon. So check it out. But let's dive into this, shall we? Right. So obviously, look, we've seen the Batmobile. Okay, we've seen it already. And I loved it when it dropped. It looked like a twin turbo, like what did I think? Did I say V10 or V8? But basically, it's an absolute monster. It is huge. But there were some like curiosities with it as well, because the bonnet looked like it had hood pins, even though the rear end, it was a mid-engine car, so the engine was in the rear between axles, so mid-engined. But we're getting a closer look at this now. I think it looks great. I think it looks really cool. However, I know it's got its detractors, and I will say that there's definitely some issues there, like an exposed engine. What are you doing? Super dumb. But that's why I think the bonnet pins are potentially really cool, because maybe there's a hidden engine in there. Or maybe it's a hybrid powertrain. Who knows, right? But obviously, let's take a look, right? So a concept model is offering a clear look at the design of Batman's Batmobile, more so than the shadowy concept art that we had seen, or well, basically the all the images that we'd seen of actually Robert Pattinson in the Batsuit. Now, director Matt Reeves obviously shared that a few months ago. Unveiled in new photos, you can find the gallery of images below in a tweet. As you can tell, it has the look of something realistic but custom. Now, some people, like I've said it, a lot of people are like it resembles a Camaro. Some people say it resembles a Barracuda. There's an awful lot that this car resembles, and I can't wait for them to actually say what it's modelled off of, because I think that's going to be awesome. As a car guy, I'm really fascinated to see what they've based the chassis on. Obviously, it's had a massive overhaul. Very clearly it has, but it will be fascinating to see what it's actually based off of. A lot of people are saying, Challenger or GTO with armour. All these things are relevant, all of it. It's undoubtedly like American muscle, though. Undoubtedly it is. Now, obviously, we've got the images here. I'll try and spread this around so you can actually see it properly. But again, look, like, awesome. Look at it. Now, obviously, it's a concept model, right? It's a concept model. We can see that it absolutely has a roll cage, or at least an engine brace right there. You can see it here, sorry. You can see a little bit of structural rigidity, bracing. Now, this is what's so interesting here, right? Because in the initial images that look like bonnet pins, and I will still say it looks like there's some bonnet pins, which is here and up to here, right? It looks like both sides, you can remove this part. So there's something in there. But maybe it's like bonnet pins, so there's like a weapons cache in there. Maybe just thrown out there. I don't know. Looks super cool though. Now in terms of this, this looks to be an exhaust. So if there is an engine here, because we know we've already seen the exhaust at the rear. So maybe a new powertrain in here. Maybe it is a new powertrain, because what the hell is this? Looks to be an exhaust, right? Wheels are fine. Who cares about the wheels? Then they are actually nothing interesting on this car. Sadly, I'm a big fan of wheels, but I love it. I think it's great. I think it looks cool. Lots of bracing here. You can see. Sorry, here again, all the bracing here. It's solid. Like it's a beast of a vehicle. Now we shuffle on. So obviously here, and this gives us like a closer look at the inside of it, like what would be here. Let me just move my encoding software out of the way. So you can see it, like I reckon there's either a powertrain or a weapons cache in there. It has to be. And the wheels are gonna be massive. And you can see that there's vents for the brakes, right? So that's vent. It's venting, it's ducting for the brakes. And the wheels, I would presume, are going to be like 305s for the fronts. Apparently, I'm out of focus. Well done, fuck's sake. I would imagine they're at least 305s maybe on the fronts. And here we go. Here's another closer look at that bonnet. I'm really out of focus. What is going on? Epic. Right, anyway. You're not here to look at me anyway. But look at this. So good. And again, this is on the actual car. You can see down here that these look more like bonnet pins. All of them running through down here. And I reckon this is going to pop up and there's going to be some weapons in there. There has to be some form of weaponry. And this is why I'm or maybe a powertrain. Again, I go back to the powertrain because this clearly here looks like an exhaust. However, we've got the exhausts out the back. So it is interesting, isn't it? What the kind of design process behind this. And last but not least, and I think this is going to be the most sort of mass appeal to most people anyway. I'm just going to zoom out a little bit on this encoding software so you can see it, because this is where I think there's definitely something more smart underway, right? So here, if we move me out the way as well, it's actually in the shape of a bat. So you got the wings here. This is why there's a lot more thought behind this design. So you got the wings coming in here, coming down, and then coming up. Bat, bat, bat. It's a bat from the rear. It's a bat. It is quite literally the Batmobile. Very clearly. But I do find this interesting. Like, I mean, you know, I would say that this is a twin turbo V8 or V10. Without seeing it from the top, you're just never going to know. But again, this is that kind of Batmobile like sort of design. Now, let's see if I am in or out of focus. I'm apparently out of focus. Fucking absolutely brilliant. But first and foremost, what do you guys think? Has that given you some sort of new opinion of the Batmobile? What do you guys think of that? Like, is it good? Is it bad? I'd love to hear it. Personally, it actually makes me even more amped up. Like, genuinely more amped up. It really does. I think it looks awesome. Now, obviously, the model itself comes courtesy of the film's Batmobile designer. So it's direct from him, right? Jeff Frost. He initially posted them, or someone else did, but then they were all pulled. They're all gone. So this is like some kind of hidden things that we're seeing now, right? They wanted to remove them. Now, they may still be available on Frost's website, but access is restricted. So only an insider can find out. With the tweets still up, though, people are obviously picking apart. And this is what I mean. This goes back to the bat. Look at this. It is a bat. Now, I would say that's intentionally designed. And I think that is fucking cool. I think that's really awesome. Like, how cool is that? I mean, it's a bit dumb that they drew little eyes on it. But it still looks good, right? Now, obviously, you know, Mad Max Fury Road vibe, yeah, probably. I mean, definitely. And then some other people say unexpectedly it's drawing comparisons to Wesley Snipes' ride in Blade. Yeah, I mean, I guess so. But I mean, it's just a muscle car, isn't it? So comparing muscle cars, it's not. It is a different car. It's just the muscle car shape. So that's kind of what we're going with. And here you go. I mean, this is the car. So that model is the model of the vehicle. I think it's awesome. I think it's sick. I think it's really, really, really awesome. And I think there's definitely some, like, it's deeper than what we first thought. I think there's a lot of thought gone into this. And I like that. As a car guy, I really, really do like it. Now, obviously, it says this is the biggest thing that we've seen from the production since it was shut down, which, yeah, but apparently that's looking to start up as early as middle of this month or next month, I think it was. So it is looking to start very, very soon now. So what do you guys think? There's nothing else really to go on. It's just a deep dive on the Batmobile. Like, I'm just geeking out as a car guy, but I'd love to hear it. Like, as non-car people, do you like this more now that you've seen it, or do you dislike it? You know, and car people, do you like it even more now, or do you hate it? Again, super dumb thing is the exposed engine. I mean, that is dumb, but that's not to say that that's the only engine, is it? There might be two powertrains, because again, I go back to that weird, you know, the exhausting port on the side. I reckon that might be an engine, might be another powertrain. Who knows? But I'd love to hear your thoughts, so please do let me know down below in the comment section. If you're new here, hey, consider subscribing if you enjoyed the video. And also turn your bell notifications on, check subscribers that you are subscribed, all that good stuff. But thank you so much, guys. Hope you have a great weekend. Take care.